covering the northern Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. This is Nurses Month, and to launch the observance, the healthcare providers spent time in church yesterday where they received some words of encouragement. Now, over the next 4 weeks, nurses will examine the theme, A Voice to Lead, Health for All. Italia Hall has the story.
The nurses taking part in praise and worship as they gave thanks to God for his guidance and protection. Reverend Frederick McAlpine telling the group that they must use their abilities to help people.
Your skills and vocation to better the lives of all you seek to bring healing to. Don't just concentrate on healing their bodies, but work their minds and hearts also. Use the power that God has given you to be a witness at home. First to doctors, nurses, administrators, and custodians. Trust me, if you can perfect your craft at the RAN, you can work anywhere under any circumstances.
He also encouraged them to go above and beyond the call of duty.
Sometimes the nurse has to become the social worker and the clinical psychologist and the parent to somebody who didn't have one. Go the extra mile. Do the extra chore and do the extra time without pay, and he'll make a way. If I can help somebody with a word or song, then my living shall not be in vain.
Principal Nursing Officer Sherilyn Bain says it was important for the nurses to take time out to give God the glory.
And we thank God for placing us in the ministry of help, hope, and caring. For we are definitely his hands extended, reaching out to the oppressed. It is often expressed that nurses are the backbone, the glue, and the ones who are at the forefront of healthcare delivery. In the Grand Bahama Health Services, we currently has 298 strong voices within the nursing department who are more than willing to align themselves to both themes from the United Nations by adopting best practices and to put action where our mouths are and provide health for all.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Finally, news this evening, Anglican Bishop, the Right Reverend Leish Boyd on Grand Bahama this past Friday to officially install a new rector at the Church of the Ascension in Lucaya. Father Earl Hepburn is now the fourth rector of that parish, and it is a major milestone in the ministry of Father Hepburn, who will be made an archdeacon next month. Jamila Mizik sat down with the new priest in charge who spoke about his journey in ministry.
Father Earl Hepburn, a New Providence native, grew up in St. Matthew's Church and has been a priest for 19 years. He says he never dreamed of becoming a priest, but followed the call as a service to God.
The more I sought to serve God, the more I saw the need for making myself available to Him. And it was while I was on the island of Exuma that I really had a deep sense of His call to me in a personal way to follow this path of priesthood, and here I am today.
He says it was his time in Abaco as a rector at his first parish where he believes he developed his craft. He was sent to Grand Bahama as the chaplain for Bishop Michael Eldon's school, where he assisted Rector Father Michael Giddens, who died unexpectedly in February last year.
And I was assisting him here, as well as a number of the congregations wherever there was a need, in Freeport or Grand Bahama per se. As I mentioned, with Father Gittens' unexpected death, the bishop appointed me here as the new rector of the Church of the Ascension, of which I'm the fourth rector here.
Father Hepburn was also appointed the Archdeacon of the Northern Bahamas Archdeaconry. He says although it is still early in his role as an Archdeacon, during the next few months, he plans to get acquainted with the congregations he's responsible for.
This means that I have to do a lot of hands-on with these various congregations, Bimini, Abaco, and here, to really get to know them and to see where they are in ministry. And basically, to encourage these congregations and its members, and also to equip them the best I can as they seek to proclaim the gospel in the various parts of their vineyards or the area they find themselves. And in addition to doing that, also to keep them focused on our overall diocesan plan as a diocese to make sure that we are all on the same page.
He says his church family has been very encouraging and supportive, and it is an honor to be chosen as their leader. He notes that by God's grace, he will seek to do all he can to continue to build on the foundation his predecessors have left. But in the meantime, he's asking everyone to keep him in prayer.
Because the roles that I find myself in presently, being the rector here as well as the archdeacon, requires a lot of support, and this support has to come from God on a spiritual level. And so I would just ask the members here and all of our members in our diocese, and indeed the wider Grand Bahama community and the Bahamas at large who know me, to please remember me in prayer as I seek to execute these offices of rector here as well as archdeacon.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi and welcome. Daniel writes, Doc, I saw your recent series on diabetes, and I wanted to know, are the symptoms for diabetes the same in children as they are in adults? Daniel, thank you for a great question. Most of us should know by now that diabetes is a chronic condition that affects the way our bodies break down and use the sugar and starch or glucose we eat. Type 2 diabetes is a disease more commonly associated with adults. In fact, it is used to be called adult-onset diabetes. But type 2 diabetes in children and adolescents is on the rise, fueled largely by the obesity epidemic. While most children will show no symptoms, others may experience increased thirst, hunger and urination, weight loss, fatigue, blurred vision, slow healing sores or frequent infections, or areas of dark skin. These dark patches often occur in the armpits or on the neck. If your child or teenager is at risk for type 2 diabetes, encourage him or her to eat healthy foods, get plenty of physical activity, and maintain a healthy weight. If diet and exercise aren't enough, then medication in the form of pills or insulin may be needed. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. Ramiko Knowles is a check on sports when we come back.